50 Movies in 50 Weeks. I'm your host, Joey Hollywood, and I'm trying to get through all 50 movies in this 50 movie box set from Mill Creek in 50 weeks. The movie I watched today was called Tormented, from the year 1960. Oh, the second 1960 movie in a row. That's if the pamphlet in this box set can be trusted. I know it has the wrong dates a lot of the time. But going into this one, he's chasing his tail. Sorry. I need to learn how to work with this little guy. He's so distracting. He's biting me right now. You can't see it, but he's biting my stomach. So, going into this movie, I thought I knew what it was. Well, not really. So when I saw Tormented, I didn't recognize that title. But when the movie started, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this movie. This is the movie starring Dennis Hopper. And it's called Night Tide, right? So this must be an alternate title for Night Tide. I remember Dennis Hopper, he accidentally kills his ex-lover and she's haunting him for the movie, right? That's Night Tide with Dennis Hopper. Well, there is a movie called Night Tide with Dennis Hopper, and it is not this one. And to be honest, after looking at the Night Tide, I'm not sure if I've even seen that one. So I don't know why I attributed this plot to that actor in that title. Weird, like maybe I'm getting dementia at an early age, I don't know. But it was very odd. But the plot of this movie revolves around... it's also directed by Burt I. Gordon. You know, when I think of Burt I. Gordon, I always think of like the giant movies. Maybe partly because of Mystery Science Theater. But this is a very like thriller type movie. It's not exactly like What Lies Beneath, but it's like What Lies Beneath adjacent. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's because he's like going nuts in my lap. He's flipping out. He's so ornery. He's so silly. Where was I? But yeah, this movie, it's about this guy meets an ex-lover at an abandoned lighthouse. They're arguing. She wants to blackmail him into marrying her because she's obsessed with him. And she accidentally falls off the lighthouse, right? And he goes to save her, but then he realizes if he saves her, she's going to keep on blackmailing him, and he wants to marry some other woman, so he lets her fall to her death. And that starts a series of events where her ghost is haunting him. And also there's a guy who's trying to blackmail him as well, because he knew that she was going there and now she's missing. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll stay quiet if you fund my lifestyle. The soon-to-be wife of this, I would call him a murderer, because even though he didn't actively like push her off the lighthouse, he didn't save her, which I think would make him a murderer. Just like when Batman doesn't save Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, he's like, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. No, Batman, you're a murderer. you deliberately let that man die. But I think that's one of the most ridiculous parts of that movie. It's a fun moment, but when you think about it, it's like, man, Batman's messed up. But yeah, so he lets her die. Some guy starts trying to like keep his silence through payment, through monthly installments, and he's trying to marry this other woman, and she has a daughter, and they keep on like finding pieces of this girl's like life, you know, like her watch, her bracelet, and there's a funny moment where the head of the woman who died is like just ridiculing our main character. There's no one in this movie besides like the little girl and the wife, or the fiance, that are actually good people. Our main character is garbage because he let this woman die. The ghost of the woman who died, you would think would probably like be rooting for her, because you know this man is responsible for her death. But she's an awful person too. So like really the only people you're rooting for are the fiance and the little kid, and they're like distraught by a lot of the events that happen in this, but it's really for their own good that they don't like get involved with this man. But it's a decent movie. It's paced a little oddly, I would say. Definitely watch like a Mystery Science Theater or Riff Tracks version of this. I think that's probably the best way to watch this movie. Not that it's like unwatchable on its own, But I think to get the maximum amount of enjoyment from it, that's where I would go. Maybe I should watch Night Tide, since I thought that's what this movie was. But until next time, remember, please be kind and rewind. Say bye. Say bye. Oh, are you tuckered out now? Are you tuckered out now?